Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is Mr. Everett, and we're just about done with equations in sixth grade. Here we're going to write and solve one-step multiplication and division. We did addition and subtraction in the first course, and this time we're going to do multiplication and division. Just a little bit different, still inverse operations, and we're still going to use the same method to come up with our equations. Let's get started. So just remember that an algebraic equation simply states that two expressions are equal. So that's why we need to understand expressions. We put those two expressions together and we have an equation. So Lewis earned $393.75 last week at work. He was paid $11.25 per hour, or $11.25 per hour. Write an equation to find how many hours he worked last week. So the way I restated the math was $393.75 is equal to 11 and 25 hundredths times some number of hours. I'm going to let H represent the number of hours Lewis worked last week. So my equation would be 11 and 25 hundredths times some number H, or times some hours, is equal to 393 and 75 hundredths. So right now we're just going to write the equation. We're not going to try and solve it. The next one. 3/4 of the Jackson Hole Classical Ensemble is graduating this year. If 27 students are graduating, write a multiplication equation to determine how many students are in the band. So 27 students is 3/4 of the ensemble. So it says 3/4 of the ensemble is graduating. If 27 students are graduating, then write a multiplication equation to determine how many students are in the entire band. And ensemble and band are the same thing. So 27 represents 3/4 of the band. So we'll let S represent the total number of students in the ensemble. So 3/4 of the entire band or ensemble is equal to 27. Then that way we can find out how many total people or how many total students are in the ensemble. All right, so how do we solve multiplication equations? Well, we use inverse operations. And we talked about it before. Inverse operations undo. So what's your inverse operation for multiplication? It's division. So if we had, in this case, this would be 3x equals 6. Or 3 times some number x equals 6. Now we know it's 2, but if we had to solve that, what we're really doing is we're dividing both sides by 3. So basically if 3x equals 6, then that means that 1x has to equal 2. So we divide both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. I'm left with 1x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So to solve multiplication equations, we use an inverse operation, which is division. The division property of equality says that if we divide each side of an equation by the same number, the two sides remain equal. Okay? So we can divide both sides by the same number, and they're equal. 3 times x equals 6 is the same thing as x equal 2. They're equivalent equations. All right, let's work on a few. Then we have a few more minutes. So 9.5 times z equals 58 and 9/10. So we're multiplying. The inverse operation is to divide. The division property of equality says if I divide both sides by 9.5, my resulting equation is equivalent to my first one. So I'm going to divide 58 and 9/10 by 9.5, and I get 6 2/10. Okay? And again, I can throw in decimals, I can use fractions, and I can use whole numbers, right? Number 2. 34 is equal to 2 3/7 times some number b. I'm going to convert that mixed number to an improper fraction and then multiply by the reciprocal. And I get 14 because 17, simplify before I multiply. 17 divided 17, 1. 34 divided by 17 is 2. 7 times 2 is 14. And this canceled out. Okay, I'm not quite sure what time it is. My clock disappeared on me one more time. So I'm going to stop right here, and we'll keep going in the next video.